And we got it. We beat the control deck. I was looking at the results of the Singapore Master Ball League tournament, 524 players. And if you scroll all the way down to the end of the top 32, place 31, I'm not going to say that name. They played a Hops Zacian list. This exact list right here, and that's what we're going to be playing today. Our opponent's starting with a Cleffa in the active spot. Already I'm thinking we would get the donk with the Techno Radar if they just passed. But I'm trying to figure out what our play is. This is my first time playing with this deck. So they're going to put they're playing a Charmander. Like a, I've noticed that's really popular. These days everybody's playing, not Charmander, but Charizard. Switch, 2 switch cards, cool. I think I want to get rid of the Ursaluna. First things first. Bada bing. Get into these 2 guys. I'll put them on the bench, right? I'm gonna go ahead and knock them out. Now I'm just trying to figure out how do I want to knock them out, right? It's like if I Arven, right? I could go. Okay, if I had a boss, that'd be pretty easy, but we don't have boss. 2 pings, right? That's what I'm trying to accomplish here. So let's say I switch, and then I switch again, and then I'd still have to have Penny, right? So it doesn't look like we're gonna get there 100%. The other alternative is to Arven, right? And ooh, Arven Prime Catcher might actually have it. Yeah, Arven Prime Catcher has it. Because I think I have Prime. Yeah, we got Prime Catcher, Choice Band. Oh, but not the. What am I thinking? Not the Prime Catcher, because I need the Hops bag still. Arven Hops bag. Let's see, 1, 2. If we get the future booster energy caps, ooh, that probably helps too, right? I think that helps. So in this case, now I think we're just pinging on that guy. Yeah, maybe we find it this way. I think we found it. Okay, I think we got it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to Hops bag for Zacian, right? I don't think we need Snorlax. It doesn't stack. Cool, it doesn't stack. We could grab a Cramorant for later. I don't think we need to though. But let's go ahead and do it. Now here's the play, right? So we switch into the Iron Valiant. So now Iron Valiant comes to the active. Tachyon Bits, boom. Okay. Then we're gonna retreat, right? Into the other Iron Valiant. Tachyon Bits. Bada bing. Then we actually switch into the Zacian, attach the choice band, and we have it. That's crazy. It took me a while to find that because there's a lot of different ways you can pull that off, I imagine. And I haven't played with this deck before, but it's cool to get a proper classic donk. Wow, I actually want to practice this deck. That looks like a lot of fun. All right, let's see if we can get. We're not gonna be able to get the double donk, I don't think. Maybe if Latias was weak to metal, then we would. But we might be able to find a way to get this Nacli gone. Interesting that they're actually getting the Nacli charged up, knowing how easy it would be. Giovanni's Charisma, what is that? Energy deceleration? Put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. If you do, attach an energy card from your hand to your act. What? Why does nobody play that? That actually looks kind of crazy. That actually looks really good. That sounds super good. No joke. Okay, so probably just keep it simple. Boss's orders for the Nacli. Which one am I going to be more likely to knock out? I think I want to go after the Fezandipiti, target that one. Let's see. Do we have enough? 60, 70, 90. Probably just leave it here. Put a little bit of damage on the Fezandipiti and see what happens. Nacli's gone. Goodbye. Good day, sir. So then we draw a Jet Energy. Not sure how we're going to use that. They got some pretty big basics. As we saw last game, it was pretty cool how this deck could be good against, like, if you have 2 little Pokemon and you can find a way to donk both of them early with like the optimal setup. That's pretty crazy. But now they have Arven. They're probably going to find their way into a good bench. Yeah, my God. They're going to get everything they could ever want on the bench with the precious trolley. So we're just going to see what they're playing. Is this like a Mamoswine deck? Probably not, because there's a Latias. What the hell? I'm looking at a lot of stuff I've never seen before. So I know what Relicanth does. They got a... This is a control deck. They have a Call for Family. They have a Defiance Vest. If you're losing, the Pokemon takes 40 less damage from attacks. Cool. They got Energy Acceleration. They got the Chi-Yu. Discard. Yeah, this looks like a control deck. Because they're gonna be wanting to discard me. So maybe what I need to do is not bench. Because I'm trying to figure out how I lose. Maybe I need to just not bench stuff. Judge. I don't even think I want to judge. Jet Energy. I probably don't even want to use anything, to be honest with you. I'm going to go ahead and Is this going to do damage? Choose up to 3 of your bench Pokemon. For each of these Pokemon, search your deck for a base. No, I'm not worried about that. That's not going to do enough. I would, however... Let's see. Is it only active? Oh, I just have to find out. Okay, nice. We were able to do... Oh, we weren't. Okay. Because I would not have ever done that if I could read it at that moment. Takes 40 less damage from attacks. Nice. So it's not just active Pokemon. So that's cool. It is what it is. If the Defiance Band wasn't attached, then that'd be pretty good there if they don't get into it. But they got the Garganacl now. What's going on with that? During Pokemon checkup, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Okay, so it's going to be really tough to take this game with the bench pings anyway. Bless Salt. Yep. It's just going to have to be like raw damage. But I think it's... Oh, you know what? Let's just Mist Energy just to protect us from weird shit. I don't know like what weird shenanigans we might be seeing. But if I just keep insta-striking, I might have it. Now I might as well insta-strike somewhere. I could at least keep 10 damage on the Fezandipiti. That's probably the best thing I could do. Because otherwise it'll just go away. Oh no, that's not true. We could accumulate damage on the Fezandipiti over time. Which is actually pretty incredible. We could also accumulate damage on something else over time. But I think Fez might be the best. What is this? Ah, that's really some bull. The fact that they can just do that. Your opponent reveals their hand, put a basic you find there on their bench. If you put a Pokemon this way, switch in that Pokemon to the active spot. Damn! What a good card. That's crazy. And they're just going to Bless Salt. The good news is I could force them to have another one by just pennying here. I have a lot of other options too. I'll save those options. I'll just go ahead and penny. Yeah, you know they hate to see that. They might concede. And then just insta-strike again. Probably putting the damage on... How are we able to Bless Salt twice? What is that? Heal 20 damage each of your Pokemon. I don't know how they got so healed through the Fezandipiti there. Honestly, couldn't tell you. But... Yeah. Because they only should have been able to Bless Salt once. Don't know what that was. Oh, maybe it's just because 2 turns passed, right? So when I go to their turn, heal. Yeah. When I go to their turn, heal. And then when they come to my turn, heal. That's all it was. So that's pretty interesting. I guess the card they want to see the least, defending Pokemon can't retreat. Nice. I guess the card they want to see the least, but I have Jet Energy and I have Switch, so I'm kind of a bad deck for them to run into. And they're going to be getting rid of their healing Pokemon pretty soon here. Corner, cool, so I do take some damage. It'll take a while, though, for them to... I'm not affected by it, but that's irrelevant. It'll take a while for them to knock out my Zacian, though. Even if they had Knocking Hammer. Future Booster Energy Capsule. Not really worried about any of that. I could judge, but I like what I have in my hand. It's kind of safe. Bada bing. I'll probably just... It doesn't matter at this point. Put the damage on the Garganacl. I will have to hit him 2 more times. It looks like, at least. I'm not going to do the math, I don't think. But he's going to heal... Damn, they're really healing. It's healing like 40 each time. So that's pretty crazy. Pidgeot's going to get them exactly what they're looking for, which is going to make things way worse. So we'll see what comes of that. They could probably bump the Postwick. They could get me down to a small hand size. They could do 0.6 Machinations. They could do Accompanying Flute to get more guys that I don't want on the bench. Not the worst thing though, because like we said before, we have ways of getting around that. Like for example, Jet Energy. I could even put the Jet Energy on the active Zacian, and that wouldn't be the biggest deal. I could still do some damage. It might not be enough though. I could actually just switch here. Because then I still have my options open. I still have my options open. I don't mind that. I also could use TM Devo at a certain point. What does this guy have? 70 HP? Love to see that. So what I can do is... Actually, I'd have to switch again. And I'd have to have this guy in the active. So that makes me want to Jet Energy. So if I Jet Energy, right, onto this more useful guy... That's the only thing, though. I'm going to want energy on the other Zacian. I'm playing a little bit risky here. I'll go ahead and Insta Strike, right? And then just put it on the Chi-Yu. No reason not to. I don't think it matters where I put it. Now, this guy can get TM Devo'd next turn and die. Not to mention the Pidgeot's going to get TM Devo'd too. And was he rare candied? Yeah, that's actually going to be pretty useful probably. So if I get to hold on to my hand, then TM Devo. Oh, but that's the thing too. Yeah, definitely should have used the switch. Ooh, oh my god. All right, well, they're solving it for me, to be honest, because that just allows me to TM Devo. So Ruffian did what? Discard a Pokemon tool and a special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Crazy. So they're not able to Iono this turn, so that's good. That means I can TM Devo and take another prize card, and they're going to be kind of rough. They're going to be in a rough spot because then they're going to have to find their way. They're going to lose their Quick Search. And you already know they're not grabbing something to replace that. The cape, irrelevant. Actually, it's not irrelevant. It says non-rule box, right? So how much HP? 100. It's going to have 70. Damn, I really wanted to take that knockout. 70. Kieran. I could Kieran first and do one more attack. And then I still wouldn't have enough, would I? That's rough. The cape, man. If I could get rid of their... See, that's not going to be enough. Kieran. I think if I Kieran one time, I might actually have it. I might actually have it if I Kieran one time. So I'm going to... Oh, it's active EX. Oof, that's ugly. So I'll just waste the supporter. Yeah, so TM Devo would have been pretty amazing here. But the problem is it needs to be at 170 for that to even be a factor. So damn, that Garganacl is like a fucking tank. Future Booster Energy Capsule, Switch, Techno Radar. Damn, that's just asking to get stuck though. If I start doing all that. Nah, I do have the Future Booster Energy Capsules. It might not be too bad. Is that my angle? Is that my weight? Like, is that the way I do it? Do I just Techno Radar here and then maybe forget Judge, right? Iron Valiant. You know what though? I could make it harder for him to get into his thing. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna TM Devo just to make it harder for him to function. And then, right. So that's the thing. I forgot that he cheated twice. So now this guy is going to be easy to knock out next turn. And he's not going to be able to find whatever card he wants. And Fezandipiti is not active. So Brock Scouting does find the Pidgeotto. That's reasonable. And he's got the Knuckle stack too. Okay. So he's going to flip some coins, do some damage probably. Unless he just wants to use Corner. Now this is protected from TM Devo, unfortunately. So with the Mist Energy, I can no longer TM Devo the Pidgeotto. This guy gets cornered. He doesn't need to... Oh, it doesn't even affect me, to be honest. Could take 2 prize cards here, depending on what I draw. Latias is always good, I think. Because that gives me free retreat. Let me think, though. Nah, I don't know. That's kind of sketch. So 100 damage. If I go... Okay, let's just do the math first. Right now we're doing 60. Right, so I need to do 40. I could get it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch here. Right? And then Tachyon Bits. Boom. And then we're going to retreat into this guy. Tachyon Bits. Boom. And then we'll switch back into Zacian. At this point, I'm thinking we might as well bench the Latias. Unless, yeah, because if something else gets cornered, we're kind of cooked. But it might not happen. TM Devo. could be cool. Again. Nah, you know what we'll do? Fezandipiti. It's just like doing one of Pheasant. That's never gonna matter. I think there's a world. Not for honestly, I don't see how benching Latias helps. So then we're gonna go ahead and ping. We just need one more prize card, so we'll put as much damage on the Relicanth as we can, and that's gonna be our game, is trying to knock the Relicanth out. So more switch cards would be good. That's fine, I guess. You know what? If we don't get cornered, we do like to Latias sometimes and get into the Iron Valiant. Because if we get Ionoed here just to one card, then that is pretty good for our opponent. So it might be one of those things where we should have just benched the Latias. That way we can at least Tachyon bits and work on the Relicanth. But the only issue is they're going to have every single card in their deck they could possibly want and need. Because they can just pull it with the Pidgeot. So if they're playing any Penny or anything like that, they're going to have no problem getting it. Lana's Aid, interesting play this turn. I guess they really value the Garganacl line, the Salt line. If they want the salty boys, they can have them. But I'm just glad they're not doing something like this, more disruptive to my side of the board. Because that would be worse for me. I would not enjoy that. Looks like they're going to try to start milling me at a certain point. Maybe they're not ready for all that, like Turo and all that. They can't play every card in the game, obviously. So I don't know what they're prepared for, what they're not prepared for. That's pretty good. I like how close we are to taking that out. Mist Energy could be cool. I don't have a... That's the only thing. If I don't have a switch or anything like that. So the best thing I can do is just swing and do damage into Relicanth. It'd be nice if I could do better than that. I could do the Future Booster Energy Capsule. They're gonna try to corner me. They're gonna try to corner me. For now, Latias. I don't even want the Latias. House Bag is gonna allow me to thin, but that's even sketchier. Like, I don't want. Maybe I do want the Snorlax, because when you think about it, these guys are liabilities. And then maybe I will just get the Latias, because I'm not gonna. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Then do we? Let's see. One more prize card. That's all we need. One more prize. We could Insta Strike. We actually are doing some damage to that guy. The Knackley. That's the thing. Do we split it up? I don't think so. 70 and 70. So we have a fresh opportunity to. Nah, I think I just got to go for the Relicanth, because he's never going to promote the Relicanth. So I think our best way of doing damage is going ahead and sniping this guy. But see, now he's just be on a mission to heal it, because that's the only way he loses. So it's going to be tough. But I don't know. Does that mean that I should have, gone for this guy? I don't know. I can't say that. All I can say is it'd be nice to draw into a Jet Energy or something like that. Or a draw supporter, because our hand is kind of bricked up. I don't mind never benching the Fez. Penny probably gets rid of the Relicanth. But now he can't corner me, which means we could do a few, like some silly plays that way. Like, all right, let me give you an example. If we do, now we can retreat into the Iron Valiant and at least ping this guy, but that's not good. Counter Catcher does what? Latias. He can just corner again. He can put the Relicanth back, right? So now I do have Jet Energy though. Ooh. Okay, so if I put the Mist Energy to say, prevent all effects of attack. Okay. Existing effects are not removed. So that's useful to know. Okay. If I Jet Energy, we might have it. We're close, right? So 30, 40, 50, 60, 60, 80. Okay, we got it. So we have to Jet Energy into the Iron Valiant. And then we Tachyon bits the active. And then we retreat into Zacian. And then Zacian unloads 90 damage right here and then 30 wherever else. And we got it. We beat the control deck. Love to see that. Our opponent has got the Screamtail on the active. That can only mean one thing. They're playing a bad deck that everybody thinks is good. No, so they're going first. Not their favorite. I'd love it if they didn't even get any Pokemon down. They got the secret box, so that's an impossibility. Hopefully for them, if we're cheering for them. Oh my god. You don't want to be secret boxing away Mew Iono counter catcher. What the hell? So I would have said that for them, I think it would have been nice for like their sake to get their game plan going if they would have discarded a bunch of psychic energy. That would have just been really cool. It would have been really ideal. I don't mind hunting down the Ralts here. If they Artisan here, they should probably get another Ralts. Maybe they'll get a Monkey Dory or something, but another Ralts would be safe. They should, because they see I'm playing Iron Valiant. They know I'm going to play some sort of, yeah, there you go. Then I'm going to play some sort of Psycho, hunt you down, take an early advantage deck. And so Surfer, Hops, Bag, Professor's Research, TM Devo. Honestly, I don't mind getting rid of the Screamtail, because they'll probably only play one. They're probably playing the Screamtail only list. They'll just be out of attackers straight away, which is kind of funny. Hops, Bag, Snorlax, boom, just like that. Mist Energy, I don't see how that could come up, except for, actually it could. It actually could. Could get rid of the, I don't want to get rid of the TM Devo. Let's Artisan here, probably just to thin the deck and get the Cramorant. But the only problem is, if I don't Surfer, then I'm not getting Zacian into the active. So I do want to Surfer, and that kind of means I want to forego TM Devo, to be honest. But I can just attach, oh no, there we go. We got the Future Booster Energy Capsule. So we're actually looking pretty good. We're free to do what we want. Here, this is probably the play. So it's like Mist Energy, right? Do I want to put, I could start to accelerate the Snorlax just in case that comes up. It very well could. I'll go ahead and do that. It would be good to, it would be nice to protect the Zacian from Monkey Dory, but it is what it is. TM Devo, we just have such a good Surfer play here. So the only issue is that we can't retreat twice. Like, it'd be nice if we could retreat into the Cramorant and then Surfer back into the Iron Valiant and then retreat again to the Zacian, but that's just not possible. We already attached our Jet Energy too. It just feels like a waste to research away this stuff. So, I'm not going to. I'm going to Surfer. And I'm going to Surfer into the Zacian. And we have the Jet Energy now. We could probably bench the Iron Valiant. It might come up at a later date. I could see that being a thing. TM Devo, I'm glad we saved that too. We have just enough damage to snipe the Screamtail and put 30 on the Ralts. Even if he turns that into a Curlia, we could pretty easily hunt that down. So we're looking pretty good. I don't mind their odds. Plus, we have the Snorlax unlocked as an attacker too. Pretty powerful, to be honest with you. Because we've already put an energy on him, then we can Jet Energy and Choice Band, charge him up in one turn, and he's doing 170 at least. Actually, he's doing 200 damage if he has the Choice Band. So that'd be pretty wicked. Snorlax is no joke. Guy hits hard. Hits way harder than Zacian with Insta Strike. So of course they're going to promote the damaged one to the active so that we have a harder time hunting it down. And maybe they'll even try to evolve. This could be one of those spots where, depending on how, oh my god, if they don't get set up really well, we might just have it. Okay, so they do get the research, unfortunately. I would have been really looking forward to seeing if we could pull off the snipe against if they just happen to get Curlia and Ralts. It still could be the case. I want to see a Ralts Curlia. Oh, but they could TM Evo into the Gardevoir. That'd be pretty good for them. And that would be, then we'd have a game on our hands, unfortunately. Not what you want to see. You don't want to see a game on the hands. Now it's like TM Devo is my win condition. And I'm just going to be trying to get as much damage on the Curlia as possible. But the problem with that is that they have the Monkey Dories now, who are going to be able to move all that damage off. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they won't find their way into their dark energy. At least what I can do is... yeah, you know, let me think. I could make them get rid of something, which would be kind of cool. Like, if I just do... Jet Energy Retreat and then try to find a way out. Like I could just Jet Energy Retreat. I don't hate that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's Jet Energy here, right? And Tachyon bits the Ralts. And then we retreat into the other Iron Valiant. We're technically stuck. Tachyon bits into the Ralts. We do take a prize card though, right? So now we're looking pretty good. And then Arven could grab us Prime Catcher. So that's pretty incredible. And then with the Prime Catcher, we could actually, we couldn't accelerate the, we could take a decent swing into the Gardevoir. Let's see what they have. Not much energy actually. They could get the Gardevoir stuck, and then we're really looking at a lot of damage on the Gardevoir. And then that enables our TM Devo play. I think that's what we want to do. I think we want to Arven for Prime Catcher and Choice Band, right? That way we have the Choice Band. Okay, we could hold it, to be honest with you. So boom, we pull this guy up, and pull this guy. So that now in a following turn, like we don't even have to use the Choice Band. We could put it on the Snorlax. We could put it on the Cramorant. Not sure where it's going to be better yet. Because, yeah, we're just not sure where it's going to be better yet. I almost don't even want to get rid of it. We could get Ionode. But if we get Ionode to 4, we still have the Choice Band in the deck. It's probably not the worst thing. So I'll go ahead and just swing. And unfortunately, I do have to put damage on Monkey Dory. It's not the worst thing, actually, to put damage on the Monkey Dory either. So now this guy, if they do somehow take a knockout against my Zacian, which they probably don't have it, then the Cramorant would be enabled, right? And if not, if we do find some sort of way, we could charge up our Snorlax in one go, and we'd be pretty close to being able to take the knockout on the Gardevoir. The other thing is if they don't start healing it, then we could just TM Devo it down to a Curlia and get it off the face of the earth. So that could be really cool. So if it's one of those things where we're able to, like, Professor's research into a Switch card or something like that, we could Devo first into one of these, like into the Iron Valiant, let's say, right? Professor's like attach the Mist Energy, and they just concede. So that's good game. Good games. Honestly, you love to see it.